please, if you like what you're watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Arn Anderson, Jon Moxley. And I was wondering kind of how it came together, because I know Arn Anderson, known as the Enforcer, he's the guy that would kick off those War Games matches. Jon Moxley, tough guy, more of a death match guy. What kind of was the thought between comparing these two?
Two no-nonsense guys at the end of the day. When you look at their interviews, they're straight to the point. Moxley might be more of a death match wrestler, but, other than that, I don't really consider him a gimmicky guy. It's like dressed up in black, maybe a white t-shirt here and there, but, he's coming out to kick some ass. Double A is the original, I'm just going to kick your ass type guy. Yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to hear how fans would size them up. I mean, to me, I don't know if Double A, he's one of the best promo guys in the business, period. So, I would give that to him. In ring, he puts on great, believable matches. Intensity, they're both super intense. So, the thing is that I guess at the end of the day, Moxley was just lucky enough to get kind of that singles push. He was great in the Shield, but Double A is 4 Horsemen for life. I guess a lot of people would say, well, Moxley, because he's the guy that main evented more times, but I don't know. I feel I'm kind of partial to Double A in this one.
Yeah, it's tough with Moxley because you think of him a lot of times as a brawler, but he's a guy that can also wrestle in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're putting him up against Arn Anderson, it's tough because Moxley's had world title runs.
Yes.
Arn Anderson was always like a top of the mid card guy.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from him as a wrestler, but he was just never a world champion. He was not featured on top of the card too much. He was a lot of times in tag matches or in big faction situations.
He did have a couple wins over Hogan at one point on Nitro. They were doing something with him, but they never went further. That's when Hogan didn't have the title, and yeah, they never really seemed to pull the trigger on Double A as far as like giving him a run with the world title or putting him in that type of situation. But man, I feel like he's one of those guys that should have probably had a shot.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't. And if I had to pick one of these guys, I feel like I got to go with Double A. Like, I like what Moxley does, but going back to talking about Hogan, ever since I was young, Double A was always that no nonsense wrestler. Like, when you're young and you see him drop that spine buster on somebody, like, it's over. This guy just comes across like a tough guy, and Arn Anderson has to be my pick. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share, hit all the buttons.